everyone, it's Graham from GM Details. My brother has brought back his Mark 8 Ford Fiesta ST Line X. We ceramic waxed it a year ago. I didn't record that process due to time restraints, but there is a video of the first wash, links in the usual places, you know the drill by now. So now he wants a new wax installed and it's EZ Graphene, and I've made a point of recording it this time. So as there's so much debate recently on whether to pre-rinse or not, I decided, due to the severity of the dust on the car, to go straight in with a blanket of SNOWFOAM while I prep the wash buckets to soften up that sand and grit, just in case the pressure washer could force some of the dirt across the panels and potentially cause scratching. I've never known it to happen, but some say it's possible. In the same way, it's entirely possible that the government will bring prices back down again, but highly unlikely. You'll see from rinsing this down that it's still got excellent sheeting capabilities. After every wash, my brother has been using the EZ Quick Detailer Gloss Boss to maintain protection, and in his credit, he's kept to that religiously. So on to the next step in the process, the wheels. So after the SNOWFOAM rinse down, I'm not going straight in with a follic remover or an alkaline wheel cleaner, as the wheels have surprisingly little brake dust on them, considering the amount of dust on the car. I'm using Autoglanz Hoops, a pH neutral wheel shampoo, first tackling the inner barrels with the EZ wheel brushes and the EZ Go brush for the arches, and then using a microfiber noodle mitt to clean the faces and the backs of the spokes. That's all that's needed. I've been using a 2-bucket method for wheels lately and it's working well for me. Some might consider this a waste of time, but it's my method and I'm happy with it. Autoglanz Rebound again for the tyre clean, along with the Tough Shine tyre brush, which just works so well together. And that's followed up by the blue Atlasta soft bristle brush. They're not that soft, but they're softer than the black part scrubber brush. And I use that for the bottom of the tyre and around the rim. Then a quick rinse down and inspect any missed areas. Just need the little EZ brush for the caliper and we're good to go. If you have watched the first video on cleaning the Fiesta when it was brand new, I said the wheels had a winter resistant coating on them, so I decided to only ceramic coat one wheel to see if it outlasted Ford's protection. And as you can see from the rinse, there's no hydrophobic properties to these alloys now. So much for Ford's factory long-term winter wheel protection then. This is the wheel that was coated in Roborn's ceramic 3-year coating. That's a detailing company under the umbrella of the leather repair company, and the ceramic is still working very well indeed. On to the pre-wash now. Yeah, I know it's been SNOWFOAMed already, but that was just to help remove the dust, which it has. Main purpose of the decontamination pre-wash is to remove any contamination like tar, fallout, bird droppings, insects, etc, etc. Oh, and a huge job is to remove the existing protection, which is entrusted to Garage Therapy Zero Decon. First application is 10ml and 500ml of warm water via the IK pump sprayer. Then blanket with a dilution of 50ml in 400ml of warm water in the SNOWFOAM lance. Adjust the dilution dial on top of the lance if it's too thick. Let that dwell for around 5 minutes before pressure rinsing off and on to the next step, which is the same Zero Decon shampoo in a contact wash, another 50ml in around 15 litres of water. I've been quietly using the Garage Therapy wash pad for a number of months now, and I'm nearly ready to edit a review on it, so don't forget to subscribe so you'll get notified when that is uploaded. So why use Zero Decon in a wash bucket? Well, it's all part of the safe wash system. Decon shampoo is in the pre-wash stage, helps to break down traffic film and grime. It even helps to soften things like tar spots. But this time, using the mitt is the third part of the process to lift away any remaining grime into the mitt that the previous stages have left behind. As I'm rinsing down the bonnet here, the Zero Decon pre-wash and bucket wash have certainly knocked down that protection that we saw earlier, except for a bit of sheeting still coming back on the near side. That was the Mean and Clean Vioramic Ceramic Wax. So it looks like that's been well protected over the year with frequent quick detailer applications, and we can be pretty certain that it is indeed that wax, as it's only sheeting down one side. The other side was Jay's Wax Wax Stock Ceramic Wax. May as well keep it in the family with the fabulous iron oxide fallout remover. I'm using up some of V1 before I do a quick comparison review of V1 against V2 to see what's changed. If you haven't tried this, I think it's incredible stuff. It's got some Decon shampoo in it for lubricity. Why do you need lubricity in a fallout remover? You'll find out very soon. It's also very concentrated in a viscous solution, as you can see, which allows it to dwell on side panels better than some liquid ones, and it will work longer for you, so less chance of having to repeat the application. As you can see, this is the sunny side here, but it's a cool day at only 14 degrees Celsius, but still in direct sun, which is not advised, so I'm only doing 2 panels at a time and keeping a close eye on it. I'm also not using the Garage Therapy spray head on it either, due to my error of not clearing out the chemical between uses. So the one I'm using is a Autoglanz one, and to be honest, it kinda struggled a little bit. So this is where lubricity of the Decon shampoo in it comes into its own. You can take a microfiber cloth, which is wet, or the wash pad, and gently agitate iron oxide after it's had a good safe dwell time. This has only had 5 minutes and I'm seeing it begin to dry a little. I guess the grey paint is absorbing more heat than I first anticipated. You're not seeing any telltale purple trails either, possibly because the 3 hits of Decon shampoo in the pre-wash has taken care of it, or simply there is no iron contamination at all. So no need for a second application, we can simply rinse this away and move on. With other fallout removers, I would always throw another blanket of SNOWFOAM on to neutralise the chemicals in the nooks and crannies, but with iron oxide having this shampoo built in, it all rinses away cleanly, and that saves time, energy and costs. So with the pre-wash of Zero Decon and then iron oxide, we finally have a flat hydrophilic surface. And it's not often in a day's detailing you're happy to see that. I think it goes to show that Zero Decon shampoo is a whole lot more than just a strip wash. If this car had been ceramic coated, it would have really cleared any clogging up of the coating from contamination and possibly drying aids, quick detailers, or even if a wet coat spray sealant had been used. So just before we use a panel wipe and apply the EZ Graphene Wax, there's just a couple of badges to change over and some glue residue to remove with some AM tar. This is the brand new panel wipe from Autoglanz. Sadly, the Garage Therapy one wasn't available on the day, but it's by no means a second best, as it's the only one I've got at the moment. At the time of editing this section, I now have the Garage Therapy panel wipe, and that will make an interesting video comparing the two, as I know very little about panel wipes other than they're used to cleanse the paintwork of grease and oils before applying a coating. But one thing I have learned about this is, don't use a panel wipe with a fluffy cloth. A pearl weave cloth is excellent for the job and doesn't leave lint all over the place. This for us is the last step in the preparation process. The paint doesn't need claying or polishing, and the panel wipe should ensure the wax gets the best bond possible to the paint. Here it is then, the EZ Car Care Graphene Wax, all £40 of it for a 50ml pot. It better be good. EZ Car Care website says they have been able to disperse a pure graphene substance into their carnauba wax formulation. It certainly is a soft, oily, buttery consistency, so application should hopefully go well. I was using a larger foam applicator and my brother a standard foam pad. I found it easy enough to apply, but he found it quite grabby, which may have been his technique or the pad not primed enough. As you can see, I was able to lay down a thin layer much quicker with the larger hand applicator. They do say not to apply a wax in direct sunlight, but as it's only springtime, so we're up in Scotland, low sun with 14 degrees Celsius, and it's quite unavoidable for the roof and bonnet anyway, as I have no shaded area to work in. Keeping an eye on how it's curing will be key here, as I don't want it to bake on. As you can see, it's applying very nicely indeed, leaving that oily carrier on the surface, and it's barely noticeable. It's amazing how many people make the mistake of applying a wax like they're buttering toast. Removal of the wax was simplicity in itself with a pearl weave microfiber cloth. They leave no streaks or residue behind. I much prefer this type for initial wax or sealant removal. Then if you want, you can buff with a fluffy high GSM towel if you think it needs it. Another tip for you, if it's either too difficult to remove or too oily, then a true quick detailer can help here. Just spritz some on a cloth and you'll find that helps immensely. So any surface residue seems to buff off with perfect ease here, no trouble at all, yet. What I'm trying to show here is how lightly the cloth is passing over the residue and it's removing it easily. Keep watching till the end though, as there's something very strange coming. So the car looks amazing, doesn't it? Glossy, flake pop in the metallic grey paint, so what's the problem? 10 minutes after buffing the wax, the finish turns a noticeably dry, sandy feel, which you can hear. There's no doubt in the slickness to it, but what is going on? It's my first time using an EZ Car Care wax, let alone a graphene product, but this surely isn't right. It feels like it needs a good clay and polish. I've tried reapplying, I've tried polish. The EZ Graphene Quick Detailer, nothing changes the texture of it. You also can't deny the hydrophobic nature of it either. The beads are pretty impressive and water sheeting off nicely, leaving the panel with hardly any water on it, which is one of the benefits to graphene over ceramic. So I'm throwing this out to you in the comments below. What are your thoughts on the wax? I've emailed EZ Car Care but still have yet to reply as I edit this a week later. So from what was initial excitement to see what this wax could deliver, I'm afraid the first impressions have been of bitter disappointment and a waste of 40 quid. Thanks for watching, see you all in the next video, take care, happy detailing.